Well, hello everybody, and look who we got here. We got here Kelly. We got here Diana. Look at how great she looks. Yeah.
Diana,
Thank
you look
you.
fabulous.
Oh,
Fabulous.
even like sleeping 12 hours a day. No,
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
amazing what sleep will do.
isn't
Yeah.
it? Isn't
Yeah.
And
it?
getting rid of pain.
Getting
And
rid of that.
that, I had no idea how much.
Yeah.
Because the nuns never let you look in the mirror when you went to Catholic school for 12 years. So,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
but I had no idea how much that was really showing on my face.
Yeah. It was, but it's understandable. I mean,
Oh my God.
you did
I
really well.
walked into that hospital on the morning of the surgery, 7 a.m.
Mhm.
My pain level on a scale of 1 to 10 was 15, 16.
Yeah.
Just to come home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon with a pain level of 10 was a relief.
Was a big improvement.
Yeah,
Sure it was.
right. And
Sure.
believe me, it was
Mhm.
lower than that because the half-life of the spinal tap was still there. And of course, all the good drugs they gave me through an
Right,
IV was still there.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I've only used Tylenol for pain. And mommy gets gummies, so
There you go.
gummies help me sleep.
I'm
Yep.
sure they do. I'm sure they do. Well, we're all glad to have you back. Yeah.
And
hello
and
to
it feels
everybody.
good.
Yeah,
does
I
feel
sure it
good.
does. I'm sure it does. First of all, I just want to say, if you did not see my posting, Wayne Rich came out of his surgery yesterday fine. He and Suzanne said that she was hoping that he would go home today. I have not heard if he has or not, but please keep him in mind for his mending as well. And Terry, we have heard from Terry. It's been a difficult time for her, but she's working a lot with her family, and they're working together to try to enjoy the time that they do have in the moments that they have together. Yeah. Who else did I want to say? Oh, just a shout out. I had no idea that Linda G had to put her dog down, one of her dogs down yesterday. So I'm sorry. That's an awful experience to have to go through. So I just want to
little
shout
girl.
out to her. Yeah. Yeah. Some of us, our dogs have passed, our cats have passed within the last year or so. And it's never easy. Yeah. Her dog, Lulu. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had I still walk in this room expecting Groucho to be here.
Yeah,
I
of
still
course.
hear her saying, "Now, hey."
Right? Like Diana lost her beautiful bird. That's right. Yeah.
And
So-
you know what I just realized is that she died on 12/12, right? December 12th. But she was 24 years old, which is a double 12.
Oh.
And
Wow.
she lived with me for 12 years.
Wow.
So
There are messages in everything, aren't they? There just really are messages in everything. So
especially from her. I mean, yeah. I came home and found her gone. She was
Mhm.
just like the same with Rocco, but it was like I just knew. I
Mhm.
knew I was going to lose one of them, and then as time went by, I knew it was going to be her.
Yeah.
And when I came home, I wasn't surprised
Sure.
that it was that day.
Right. And yes, hello, Peter. You lost not only two beautiful fur babies, but the love of your life. And so we send you lots of
Yeah.
love, sweetheart. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so I don't want to take the time to say hello to everybody, but everybody matters. We love you all. We're
We
going
see
to try to
you.
make this. Yep. We're going to try to make this an hour tonight. So if you're going to put a dream in, please put a dream in right now. If we get some extra dreams as we go along, we will pull them forward for tomorrow. I have a couple I've got to still put up, but it's been a tough day for all of us. We are wearing beautiful scarves that Diana had gotten for us. Terry also, but Terry's in England, for representing the barefoot mothers who were walking for Palestine and Iran, carrying their barefoot, carrying their children's shoes. Okay.
The dead children's shoes.
The dead children's shoes. Yes.
And
So,
they walked on the cobbled stones of Rome.
Yep.
on Palm Sunday.
On Palm Sunday. So we are sending out our unification with the Palestinian mothers, with the Iranian mothers, with the mothers of the Middle East, as in or Ukrainian, but these are the colors of Iran,
Of the
and
people,
so
yeah.
of their flag, and kind of just really all of us have been feeling kind of low about that today. Yeah. So
Right.
Yeah.
These are the banner, the colors of the banners and the scarves that the mothers were wearing for their
Yeah.
solidarity.
with their
And
unification.
which one of us isn't barefoot right now?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have
barefoot.
socks on only because my feet are cold, but yeah, I'm barefoot with socks on.
I'm barefoot too.
We also want to talk just a second. Kelly was in the midst of a dream, vision, whatever, and she had a word come up. And so, go ahead, Kel, tell the story.
Yeah, so I was dreaming last night. I don't remember what the dream was, but I kept hearing Katha, 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 Katha. And I mean, it was really loud and it kept coming through. And I remember waking up in my dream and going, I have to remember that word. And my first thought is, I remember it so loud and clear right now. I'll definitely remember it in the morning.
Yeah, but you
And
don't.
Yep. I was getting ready to kind of fall back to sleep. And I thought, you know what? I need to get up and write it down. And thank goodness I did. So I got up, grabbed my paper, wrote it down, and fell back to sleep. And this morning, sure enough, I wake up and I'm like, what was that word? And then, I remembered I had written it down, but it was Katha. Katha. Yeah. And I looked it up, and I looked it up, and when I say in the meaning, it meant war and battle, and then peer and something. But then Allie and Diana have another definition of what they thought it could mean.
Mm-hmm. Yep, which is the Cathars, Cathars, and they were in the Crusades. They were a radical Christian group.
Yep, strict radical.
Radicals, kind of like Christian nationalism in some regard.
Exactly. It was.
Yeah.
So on steroids.
Yeah. There's been a lot of people that I've talked to that have heard different words that they did not associate with anything, and then later realized what they meant. So our guides are being very, very productive.
Yes.
And also they're reminding us, you can't remember, so you better get up.
Get up and write it down, girl.
Write it down. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just I don't really want to go into it, but all of you know what the rhetoric has been the last few days, and let's just hope some kind of sanity comes back. Oh, Taco did back down? Did he? Well, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the chaos is just meant to keep us absolutely frightened and, concerned. So
in fear.
Keep us in fear. Yeah. So we'll see. Thank you. Yeah, the chills are something that we've all been getting. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and start us off because, like I said, a couple of us aren't feeling the best, but we are glad to be here, and we do want to get these dreams out and to talk about. And so let me. I'm going to go ahead and put up the first one, and then I'm going to go in and put in Lorraine's, and Erin Marie has one she sent me. All right, so this one is unlike anything that Shining Love Like Truth has ever had before. A global sort of an important place, gathered in a room with many others. I had no fear. I just didn't know why I was there. Either did the others, as it seemed they were taken from work, yet didn't care. There was a huge chimp monkey there that was able to speak it with no words. Then a smell, a very, very bad smell. I wonder if everybody recognizes that smell smells like poop and rotten roast beef, because that's what he is supposed to smell like, actually. There were so many ran due to the smell. Yeah. Then I woke up. I don't get it. I never smelled in a dream before. I was able to remember because when I woke up, I remember the smell. It wasn't pleasant. It was toxic almost. I did get collective and fell back to sleep. Well,
Wow.
he has put a stink on us all, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I'll
An
let you
entire
ladies,
nation.
on an entire nation. You ladies go ahead and do your thing. All right, let's see. Make sure I get this. Got to upload a couple things.
Shining, I got the crumbling, and it says, "What are you clinging on to?" But it could also be a part of the collective and what's going on in the collective. I did see this backstage before we came on, and I looked up the definition of monkey, and one of the things that I was just called to pick out of the meaning and the whole monkey thing was communication. That communication right now is really crucial for you. So, you know, make sure that you're speaking clearly and from the heart. And a person can always do that with love too. But that's what I got. But the only other thing with monkey is that I kind of feel like is sometimes we forget to have fun, and monkeying around and being playful and with everything going on right now, it's just so serious that, you know, to have some fun.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I love that.
I got the freedom card. Oops. The sunlight is back.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
Yeah.
for you, the freedom card, which just goes right along with that monkey see, monkey do, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. We're wanting to break this fear, the spell of fear that is hovering over all of us. And your Claire, oh God, what is that sense of smell called? Clairsentience? No.
Yeah, clairsentience.
Okay, clairsentience is coming alive, and don't be surprised if you start getting different smells in your waking hours.
Yeah.
It's important because it can indicate spirit guides around you, family ghosts, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So I know the smells are amazing. Sometimes they're good. They're not always good.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, 85% of taste is smell. Well, that probably makes sense. I remember in France or something that you could smell at the bakery for a penny or something like that. It was like you could get a piece of bread for 5 cents, or you know, it's in francs. But if you wanted just to stand there and smell it, you could do that for a penny, and they would let you stay there and smell it. Yeah, sounds crazy, but
yeah, you want to take up space on my sidewalk, you got to get
it only tells me that your clairs are opening as well if you've never smelled in a dream. But it was a rotten smell, and look at how many people ran from it. And I was being kind of weird, but it's true that people have said himself in the Oval Office smells like a combination of SHIT covered up with something else and rotten roast beef. And people can't stand it. Yeah.
Here's the angel card for all of us on this.
On that one.
Retreat. Retreat. And what did he do? He's retreated.
He's retreated. Wow. No, it's not.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. Taco Tuesday. I have freedom. That this has absolutely freed up some of those clairs that perhaps you've been wanting to get opened up. Yeah.
There you go. I got the same card. I put it back in the deck already, but I did get the same card. Yes,
it probably was sulfuric too. I agree. You know, I was talking, I don't know if a lot of you haven't seen it, but there's this monkey on Instagram, and his name is Punch, and he was rejected by his mother. And it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. If you get a chance, check out Punch, the macaw monkey rejected by his mother. They gave him a stuffed monkey, and he had all kinds of wonderful, wonderful videos of that. Yeah. Yep. President McStinky has the entire world's attention. You're absolutely right. You're right, Linda. Yes. Anyway, thank you so much. I hope that helps a little bit, Shining, but I think it is an affirmation that your clairs are opening up. So that's a good way of, and with Kelly hearing the word, her clair audience has opened up more for her. A lot of us rely on clairsentience or listening or feeling or whatever that is. And, but we have all of them available to us. So yeah, that's awesome. All right. I'm going to put this up next because I don't want to lose it. And it's Lorraine. She sent me this dream, and then I'll tell you exactly what else she has said about it. So she says there's a giant ball illuminated floating and landing across the street from her house. She says, first person, it wasn't actually my home or neighborhood. There was a loud sound and the power went out. A while later, someone was robbing houses. I shot him and he acted shocked that he was stopped from completing his crimes. I was reprimanding him. He was calling someone on his phone to complain that he couldn't complete what he had started. And I woke up. And the second I woke up, I said out loud, distraction wasn't about me or my neighborhood. It was about the distraction. I love that. Let me find the rest of what she has said. And she said, in the dream, it was obvious that the event was planned. It was frustrating because he didn't stop stealing whatever it was he was stealing. He was arrogant and annoyed that I had shot him in the hip. I have no idea of that relevance, ladies. And then she said, she sent me the dream. She went to the bathroom, and as soon as she walked through the door, a giant illuminated ball was revealed to be the shuttle.
The shuttle?
The shuttle, the space,
The space
artist. Yeah.
The Discovery that's parked in the Smithsonian, or a different one? Or
No, the one that's up there at the moon right now.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what she meant. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So she just wanted us to know that. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Distractions. Lorraine has a lot of prophetic dreams. She really does. The newest launch to the moon. Yeah. The other thing about that, Lorraine, is there's something about revealing the dark side of the moon that just has me fascinated. And the fact that when they were on the dark side of the moon, they saw a complete eclipse of the sun, because the sun never sees the dark side of the moon. And so there's some enlightenment going on. Anyway, you could still see the color of the ball clearly. Oh, yeah. Okay. So what do you think, Kel?
It really seems like a prolific dream, doesn't it? I mean, what's going on? I pulled because you're being tested, but I would take out the your and put we, because I feel like we're all right now kind of being tested to see what we will put up with and what we won't.
Right.
But I do feel like it was just a little glimpse into the future, Lorraine.
I do. Yeah, it's cool. It's wonderful. Diana?
Well, let's go to that hip.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have your hip, you can't walk. I'm living proof of that. I just came through that. But what I'm saying is, he's trying to manifest through thievery.
Right.
and you shot him in the hip, which stopped his forward movement. And he complained to his partner who's waiting for him to pick him up at the end of the street.
Mhm.
And so you are manifesting. You are stopping him, but you are manifesting a better future for the people, for the neighborhood, for those
Yeah.
who surround you,
Community.
even if that isn't your right, even if it isn't where you really live, that doesn't matter. Which the bottom line, I had to flip the deck over. The bottom card is freedom. Again, that card showed up.
Mhm.
So what your talent is this prophecy. And we can certainly take all of this back to he who thinks he is so important.
There's a lot of that that's overshadowing everyone's dreams, whether you want it to or not.
Right.
You can't escape that reality of what's going on in the country.
And we feel threatened in our personal, space.
Right.
Who's gonna break in here and tell me I have to have 20 people live in this house with me? Things like that. Those things that are holdover from previous wars.
Right. That are still in our DNA.
Yes.
Right. They are.
It's in the Akashic record. We have it in our blood.
Well, Lorraine, our guides give us complicated signs to decipher to help us to get better and better at deciphering, because we don't all have symbolic language completely in our self. And so this also, your explanation was just yours is the better of all the explanations, because you're the dreamer, and what it means to you is the most important, not what it means to any of us. But I find that microcosm dreams can also link to macrocosm dreams. So it could be that you're getting a personalized dream, but it can be applicable to the community. And in this case, I really do believe it is. Yeah, very definitely. I get regret, and I'm feeling as though you have no regrets for your action. And unfortunately, the thief is planning the next one once he gets that hip straightened up, and he doesn't really care if anybody likes it or not. So, yeah.
And I don't know that you watch this show. You probably don't, because it's on Apple TV. And it's called Friends and Neighbors.
Oh, yes.
And that's the scenario in the darn show. And he got shot
last season. Yeah, definitely. Yep, that's for sure. He's a thief. He's a thief, and it doesn't make any sense. But there's so much of this ingrained in us, and we cannot help but feel, even if we try to elude it, even if we try to step away from it, it's there. It's there. I mean, a lot of us have been feeling today very out of sorts, and it's because we're empaths as well. Yeah. And if we don't handle it during the day, we're going to have to handle it in the dream.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so true.
And sometimes both places.
Both places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So if you're going to ask for dream tonight, you got to do it before the half hour, because we are trying to get ourselves out of here by like an hour into this. If we can't get to you for some reason, we're going to ask that you bring it next week, because that's what you need to do. So
that's what we do.
Yep. I'm going to put up, we're definitely going to get to you all that have posted here, but these are the ones that were in my email. This is Erin Marie's dream. This dream was sometime in 2015 to 16. In the dream, slavery had returned. I remember that at some point in the dream, I was pregnant. I was being forced to breed with my other master in order to produce future slaves. I think about this dream often, and I wonder if it's a warning of what was coming. Part of me wonders if I was dreaming from someone else's point of view. as one of my nieces who would likely be more exploited like this. So, Erin Marie is African American, just so you know, not that it really matters, but she's got more of a concern because of history, I'm sure.
Oh,
So,
right.
yeah.
And the fear. Look, I'm fearful that this is going to be brought back.
I understand.
And
Yeah. Mhm.
I know where I can put a railroad.
Thank you, Erin Marie, for putting your dream, giving me your dream. I'd say this is fairly prophetic, and certainly speaks to your concerns of, why you would feel more concerned, let's say, than maybe another person might. So, Kelly, what about you?
I really feel like it's really a dream of that fear of what could possibly happen. And I'm so sorry that you had this dream, because when we're in a state right now of just really not knowing what could happen, from hour to hour, from day to day, it's really unsettling. I pulled a card and I got to help you walk towards uncharted paths. And that's kind of what we're feeling right now. We're all walking towards uncharted paths. But when I looked at this, it's that remembering to have faith. Faith over fear. And so letting go of that fear, because it can get to be a lot right now for many of us. And so letting go of that fear and just knowing and having faith that we're going to be okay, but to help you walk towards uncharted paths, that everything is going to be okay. Mm-hmm. I hope that helps, because everything is going to be okay. Just there's days that it just doesn't feel like it.
Absolutely. What you got?
I got the fear is definitely that you have to surrender to this type of behavior.
Sure.
And I think, that's definitely a word that it's do or die, right?
Yeah.
And so they just would like you to refocus on more pleasant things and what your imagination can give you for what the future can be like. It is not. You imagine what you want the future to be like for your family, for your nieces, for yourself, because age isn't a deterrent.
Right. Yep. That's true. I similarly got the word relax. And this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that what we think might happen is usually worse than what really happens.
Well, and we both have the moon.
And we both had, the moon. Yep.
Yours is above the water. Mine's got the water running through it.
Yeah. But it is very prophetic. It's certainly, I don't know if at that time, 10 years ago, Erin Marie, if you read The Handmaid's Tale or you knew anything about it, but that's been in the consciousness actually since I believe 1984 is when she wrote that, something like that. And we're watching it and we're thinking, oh, this is crazy. This could never happen here. Well, that's not true.
And here we are.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Erin. I hope that Rossi says, I think that it is happening to women today, how the regime wants women to be modern slaves, triggered ancestral trauma. I agree with that. Yeah. Because it's not just African-American women. It's not just young women. It's like we want all women sort of to be barefoot, pregnant, and
in the kitchen
under the thumb of the
submissive.
Submissive.
It's like the 50s.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even like that in the 30s, It was, you still had your own way.
Sure. You read it later on. All right, Erin Marie. The good thing is, I believe your dreams are meant to forewarn you, and forewarned is forearmed, but it's not meant to scare you. It's kind of like preparing for something. You know, you've got a whole bunch of people coming over and you want to make sure you got enough food here, or, you know, you want to make sure that the bathroom's clean because it will be used. Whatever it is, it's a preparation, but it's not meant to instill fear or worry. So anyway, welcome everybody that's come in since we started. Thanks for being here. We're just moving right along. The next one we have is Amy Elizabeth, who had a dream. My husband and I and our adult children were climbing stairs in a high-rise building. There was a sense of urgency, but not fear. Nothing was chasing us or anything. We would periodically step out of the stairwell to see what floor we were on and then return to the stairs. We went to the elevators, but we didn't take it and just kept climbing. Wow. Ascension?
Ascension, but also feeling more secure about the stairway than about the electricity.
About the electricity. The old way. Going the old way. Yeah.
The original way.
The
Stairwell to
original.
heaven, stairwell.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah, I too, with you, both you and Ellie and Diana, I feel like she's leveling up. She's in ascension. I pulled a card, and in the card you can see the steps.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, the steps, and it says your guidance is divinely guided. And so there too, just to remember to have faith, to have faith that you're right on the path that you need to be on at times when maybe it doesn't feel like it, that you are. And it would be interesting to know, are you having ascension feelings? Are you having ringing in the ears? Or do you feel fatigued? Are you having trouble sleeping? Do you have flu-like symptoms? It'd be interesting to know if you're having any of the ascension symptoms.
Mm-hmm. Strength.
Because climbing stairs are going to make you strong.
Right? Yep.
Well, that's
The
true.
harder you have to work for something, right?
Mhm.
And in that ascension, with all of these other symptoms that we get, it does create a struggle, doesn't it?
It does.
I can't turn on music because my ears are screaming for me and my gal.
Mhm. I love the fact that her adult children are also with her, and so it is a ancestral step up in a way
Yes.
too. Yeah, it's a releasing, let's say, of what has been held tightly. I really do believe that all the DNA, our DNA holds, of course, the trauma from our past lives, but also our current DNA structure families.
Sure.
And in there, it has to be released. It has to be shed, or it has to be cleansed, I guess is the word. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I love that aspect that you just brought up, that her family is with her, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we're moving on up.
We're moving on up.
this-
We're trying to not only take care of ourselves, but our progeny as well. And and that, stopping, of course, makes sense too, because when you're climbing stairways, it's very exhausting. So wouldn't you, if you had an elevator, wouldn't you want to take it, but there is no quick and easy way to get there. That's the key.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes
And that's-
work.
It does. It takes work to grow and ascend. So
Right. And you
anyway.
get to the top on the elevator and you don't know how you got there, how you're going to get down, right?
That's right. That's right. Oh, you're exhausted all the time. I am too, Amy. I am too. And some of it is manifesting because of it's manifesting illness in me is what it's doing. And this morning when I was the Akashic Records masters were talking to me, they were making me aware that you need to follow this advice, Allie. Well, what's wrong with you? So it's
told
like
you. Why
Uh-huh.
weren't you listening?
Yeah. And Paul says DNA is a type of antenna. How do you get downloads? Yeah. that's how you get
Well,
'em.
and DNA itself is a ladder.
Yeah,
We have
Yep.
22 strands.
that's right. We do
And the
have 20
coil, and there's no exact measurement for that coil. So it's a spiral staircase no matter how you go, but it could be really short or it could be
Yeah. Yep. And Rossi's saying that they can control the pace of their ascension and not take the easy way up. Yep. Plus, with the fact that Diane is right, you can't always rely on electricity. You have to rely on your own power to go.
Your own energy.
because no one can fix it but you.
That's right.
And there you go. You just found the bottom line in all of that.
Yeah.
And they made a pact to do it as a family. That's what I think is so cool.
Yeah.
I really like that. I do. I like that the family was included in that. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. So Brina has 2 dreams here. Let's see. She keeps trying to unload the dishwasher, and I kept digging out more dishes than I put in the machine. That's my daily nightmare.
Right.
I don't have to wash them. So you're getting more out of something than you're putting into it. Ladies?
I like that one. Something more into it than you're getting out of it.
No, she's getting more out of it than she's putting into it.
Sorry. Yes.
No, that's
Yeah.
all right.
I still have a little hole up here.
I get you. It's all good. Overloaded. Yay. I like that. Kelly, how about you?
I wonder too if she's maybe not feeling overwhelmed, overstimulated, where because I know when it comes to me unloading the dishwasher, I sometimes get anxiety. It's just like, oh, I got to do that. And then if there's you're having this dream where it's just more and more dishes. If you are feeling overwhelmed and having anxiety, I got patience. Patience is required.
And I got surrender. So that makes sense. Yeah.
And I got observe.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is exactly what you should do.
Yeah. Yep. And I love that. I love the very succinct message in that dream. It was like this. Yeah. It's not convoluted. It's very easy to understand, so to speak. So then you had one when you were younger, in your teens and 20s, that you were made to go to a summer camp as a punishment. I remember having to do a lot of walking and helping younger kids. I finally woke up when I finished walking in a downtown area. All right. So we have to take into consideration you were younger. And this was a punishment, probably, because who the hell wants to go to summer camp if you're a teenager?
Right.
And usually
I've
like
seen the movies, nobody.
8 or 9 or 10 or something, but when you're a teenager, you want to be with your friends. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I pulled because you're meant to lead. That was that you're meant to be a leader. And as a teen, it's gonna seem like punishment. I had to go when I was I don't know, I was young, and to me that was like a punishment because I did not want to go to camp. And so that's what I really feel. And so I hope that resonates, in your life right now, that maybe you are meant to lead.
Well, the other thing is that it would represent your mindset as a teenage, early 20-year-old person, feeling the need and necessity to have to still be under the wing of your parents and be punished by something that they didn't agree to. And so you kind of have to look into that. It isn't a dream you're having as a more mature person, but as a person who still feels sort of under the thumb of their folks, maybe. I don't know. And it really is what it meant to you at the time. So that's important to state. But Kelly may be right. It's your purpose to lead. It could be. Yeah. Yep.
Well, and I got, what is it you are revisiting? What is it you are revisiting from the past in this? And where is the adventure lacking
Okay.
from your past?
Yeah.
Sorry about I couldn't
No.
help it. I had to look at the bottom card. So
Well, it's just that she's remembering it. And that's a key too, because you don't remember dreams that weren't important.
right.
Mhm.
So if you're still thinking about that dream, if that dream is being reminded to you, that it is something that may overview time. It isn't necessarily just one time period.
Right.
I've actually had that happen. It's like I end up somewhere in a dream that I've been before, but why am I back here? What didn't I learn from the last time I was here and going through the same thing? And that's just us anyway, isn't it? Isn't that the human condition? So, yeah.
And I would like to add one more thing, because
Mhm.
these dishes, okay, you didn't see any water. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking that an inheritance is coming your way.
Oh, okay. You are working with younger people, and you wonder if the book influenced the dream. This book she was reading called Jesus Land.
Okay.
Okay. Christian boot camp. That could be why you remembered it, Brina. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would watch, for an inheritance coming your way, maybe someone who is recently a grandmother, a mother, an aunt, a great aunt who has a
Mhm.
beautiful set of china. So I would be watching for something special to come your way.
And I never really considered the last part of that, Wiki. So thanks for bringing it up. Going to the city is not something you would do if you were a teenager necessarily, maybe nowadays, but it is a more mature thing to do. You take the bus, you go to the city. Yeah. You're remembering more dreams. That's great. That's great. Yeah. Kelly, is there anything else you want to say, honey?
No.
No. Okay. Just
No,
one.
but we love it when everybody's remembering more dreams.
I know. All right. So Suzanne, you've got she's got several pages here. So let me go ahead and start. I had a disturbing dream. I was a young woman working in some service establishment, maybe a waitress. My boss named Tony offered to drive me home so my dad didn't have to pick me up. When I was finished with my shift, I couldn't find Tony. Another man said he is downstairs, so I went to look for him. All right, hang on. I found him lying down in a bed with his arms, shoulders, and head exposed. He called me over. He grabbed my hand. I knew that I died that day. Okay. When I woke up feeling him holding and squeezing my left wrist. All right. So it was disturbing to you because it felt so real. Is that what I'm getting, Suzanne? All right.
This is a past life.
Oh. Okay.
He was trying to hold on to you to keep you from dying.
Okay. So this is her boss in this life.
Tony?
Or who is Tony to you, Suzanne? Please tell us if you can. Is that your boss, or is that your husband, or your getting Akashic reading? That's a good idea.
Okay.
It was real.
The last show.
It was real. You're saying that it was like a vision, not a dream. You don't know a Tony in this podcast. All right. All right. Hi, everybody coming in.
But Tony's the one who was holding her wrist. And she said she
her
knew.
boss was named Tony. When she finished the shift, she couldn't find Tony, but another man said he's downstairs. So she went to look for him. And she found him lying down on the bed again, grabbed her hand, and she said, I knew I died that day. And then I woke up still feeling him holding and squeezing my left wrist. Left, spiritual.
And this Tony is on your mother's side of the family.
Okay. So it is a past life.
I think it's a past life. I think it is him. Oh no, grabbing your wrist because he's trying to keep you from crossing over. You've crossed over. I have,
Okay, maybe.
I, I can understand you feeling that you knew you died that day. Then believe it.
Mhm, mhm,
This, that's why I feel
Yeah.
it past life.
mhm, mhm.
Let's see what the card has to say. Oh, go with the flow.
Okay. Go with the flow. All right.
What's the bottom say? Compassion.
Ah,
His
for
compassion
yourself.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And apply that to yourself. He's applying it.
Mhm,
He didn't
mhm.
want you to leave.
Yeah. Okay. Kelly?
I I really feel like too this is something that you actually lived, and that you were reliving it in your dream. And I pulled barrier that you were breaking down those barriers that you had actually lived through. And Suzanne, I really feel like this, as horrible as it was to kind of have to go through all of that again,
Mhm.
it's really, really healing. I mean, it's a
Mhm.
healing process that sometimes we're not able to do while we're awake. So sometimes we have to do it while we're sleeping. And I feel like this was a huge opportunity for you to heal.
Right. Like
I agree with that. Yeah.
cutting the cord and
Mhm.
changing the DNA from this point and
Had that in meditation as well. I have had a past life regression a couple of times, and each time I am always cautioned to remember that I'm just viewing my past life. I'm not living in it.
yeah.
Because at one point my brother had one, and he was buried alive in a casket, and he was gasping. He was really having a really bad time. And when the lady kept saying to him, "You're not there. You're done. You're okay. You're not this. You're just watching this. You're just looking for this." And so it could be because what I get is separation of ego as well. So your ego self and so I think, yes, they're trying to be able to show you these things when you have no ego attachment to it. It's more like a dream state, but you were able to fall back asleep. So to me, it was recognition of nothing to be frightened by, I
Right.
think.
That we've all done this several times before.
Yeah.
There you had no emotion attached to it. Now, I was also showing like this end of the movie war scene
Hmm.
where you die.
Right.
And it could be related to a war somewhere in the past. But I would look on, your mother's side, your grandmother, stick to the female side till you can find out who Tony is.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks, Charlie. Unbelievable. Oh, he was naked under the sheet.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing too.
Well, that was my first thought, but then the dream went on. So
I'm wondering if downstairs was a morgue. It's like you could see, she said you
possibility.
could see his arms and his head, and then there's a sheet. And then she realizes he's complete, and that would
What
be a
if
morgue. Yeah.
what if it's him who died? She thinks it was her, and so she sees herself as
And he's holding on to her. Right.
Yeah.
He has to go, not her. Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It was a large bed. Okay.
Yeah. And quite honestly, that could have been your past life as Tony.
Ah.
But
Yeah,
still
because you're looking at yourself is what you're doing. Yeah. Where'd she go?
Diana.
Woohoo! Okay. All right. So, oh, here she comes. I hope.
Yep.
I hope. Uh-huh. Oh, today is Taco Tuesday. Keith is on here. He says 2 weeks right on schedule. Oh my goodness. Hi, Jules. All right.
We totally lost her. We lost our power last night for a little bit.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll hope she'll get back in. But
Yeah.
I kind of agree with her, though, that it was not Suzanne that was leaving. It was Tony.
Tony.
Here she comes. Yeah.
Honest.
Did you chicken
There you
out? Is
are.
that why you left?
Oh my God. I'm
Surprise.
telling you. I told my brother I cannot talk.
Oh,
I'm doing shows. And he calls anyway.
Oh, sure. Yep, that happens.
You know, brothers.
Yeah.
He loves you.
uh-huh.
Yep. He's all excited.
All right. So, Suzanne, I'm glad that maybe made some sense to you as well from different perspectives. But I really, once you said he was completely naked under the sheet, it did seem like it was a morgue. And it wasn't you dying. You said you knew you died, but you knew you died. You were the person you were looking at.
You were
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah. And I hear that happens. That, disembodied spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good old Scott. It's good to see you, Scott. On 4-5, I was sitting on a couch with this woman who was a librarian. She was wearing a white blouse and a skirt down to about knee length. She had a very thick Southern accent, and she was kind. Hold on. And understanding. I keep getting this deja vu feeling that we have seen each other. She put her legs on top of my legs, and she said to me she couldn't wait to end her shift at 2:30. I felt comfortable and at peace and didn't want to leave her side. I kept asking myself, do you know her from somewhere?
You do. You do. I feel like
do.
Yep.
God, is this a dream or did this really happen?
It sounds like something on Andy Griffith's show. Oh my God.
Yeah, I really feel, Scott, that you two had a relationship in a past life, and whenever a person has that feeling of being so comfortable, like somebody, trust it. I mean, because it is. I mean, you literally have met her before, and I wonder if maybe she wasn't one of your past life wives in another life.
Yeah, she could have been. Remember that song, Marion, Madam Librarian?
Yes, that was over my head.
Yes, and I'm thinking that the skirt length is the 50s or maybe the 40s. So, Scott, you might have had a life in the 40s or 50s, and this person was a librarian. She could have been.
She had things to teach you, Scott. And I got remember. That you're remembering the past life.
Yeah.
I got the request.
Oh, you liked her request because you felt comfortable. So
Yeah, you felt. And look, the timer has gone off.
Oh.
He's off of work now.
There are many people who have a dream and they're very uncomfortable in the dream because they're married, let's say in reality, or they have a relationship and they feel like this is really this isn't right. I'm cheating on my spouse or whatever, but it's a dream. And you were comfortable. So that tells me you just reframed the whole thing. It wasn't anything that was startling, or she was just a kind and loving person. And you remember that about her. So I love that.
I love it.
Oh my goodness.
Wasn't that from
I know it was a dream. I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Scott, we know that. I know a dream shouldn't make you feel guilty.
No.
And it didn't. Yes, of course not. Yes.
Wasn't that Music Man? That song?
Music Man.
Or is
Yeah.
that? Was it
I think
Music Man?
Mhm.
Music Man or Judy Garland in?
No, it was Carolyn Jones.
Oh,
Not Carolyn Jones, the blonde one that was Mrs. Partridge, Shirley Jones. Shirley.
Yes,
was
Shirley
That was
Jones.
Madam Librarian. Yeah.
Yeah, Marion.
We got a question from Carol Young. Are all night terrors messages? In my case, they were repeated for years.
I think they are, because I
Mhm.
have a brother who has had night terrors all his life since he was well, even younger than 1 year, but definitely recognized it by the time he was able to stand up in the crib and things
Mhm.
like that. And he was always kicking his legs and trying to get something off of his legs. And to this day, he still has them. Sometimes he finds himself face down on the floor, knowing that he fell and not knowing why. I think they are. I think they are demons from past lives.
I think so too. Yeah. Because you've had it yourself with running as a toddler during the Holocaust,
Right.
right? Yes.
Absolutely.
And it is a terror. I mean, you're feeling that, aren't you, as you're running? That
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
afraid to-
yeah.
These
Yeah,
they're going to get me. They're going to get me. I have to run and hide. I know I died in Auschwitz, and I know that I was a young teenage girl when I died
Mhm.
there.
Mhm.
And I came back in 1949.
Yep. And the reason why some dreams are so vivid, by the way, Christina, is that they're important for you to remember.
Mhm.
Because we have all kinds of dreams. I mean, we're just farting around and doing weird stuff, or, oh, this is weird. I was in the kitchen and I got some coffee and I put some salad dressing in it, or, that's just kind of wacky stuff. But the ones that are the ones you really remember are very important for you. They
Yep.
contain
There's messages in them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Leah, you have a vision to paint. It came to me and I woke up this morning. I remember it found a huge framed high-end canvas clearing. It's a sign. Oh, well, that's just a comment, but I love it and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Once you paint it or whatever you want to do with it, send it to us. We want to put it up.
Yes.
All right.
We want to see it.
We want to see it and we want to show everybody else, if you're wanting them to see it, of course.
Well, just in case, receive
Yep.
receive that message, girl.
Receive
Yep.
that message.
I
That's
love
right.
that.
We have Rossi. When I first started my woo-woo journey, I was watching a video on YouTube. The Reiki master looked like Jesus, and he was doing an ancestral hex clearing. As I watched it, it felt like he was pulling a tube of energy out of my stomach through my sacral chakra. I felt pain as this tube was extracted, and I watched it a second time to see if it happened again, and it was never that intense, but I felt some more clearing. That sounds like psychic surgery, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yeah.
psychic surgery?
Yeah.
And the reason it wasn't as intense is because the large part of it had already been extracted the first time. So the second time there wasn't, I kind of look at it as cords, when I cut somebody's cords.
Right.
The first time, is really, can be intrusive and intense, but the second time is a little bit easier. And Rossi, I got it. It was helping you heal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Wow. I get synchronicity. So you have repeat performances, but it's just to keep you cleaned up. It's like polishing the wood or something. It's just to keep you sparkling.
Well, and I got balance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. Through the cord cutting and stuff. Absolutely. That.
What a great experience, though. Honestly, I'm sure it felt weird, but I think it's interesting that you had a physical feeling from it, and Kelly would know with the cord cutting. Wow.
Yeah, that's because when I do cord cuttings on people, sometimes they have told me that they actually feel cords being cut, and other people will fall asleep. So everybody's experience is so different. Yeah,
That's wonderful. Wow.
I felt them being cut.
Did you?
Anybody who needs one, Kelly's.
Yeah, Kelly does
Oh.
a fabulous job. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Diana, thank you. Allie, thank you. That's so
It's
kind.
true.
Uh-huh.
It's true.
So Jazz says, I dreamt of a snake eating its prey. May I ask the meaning of the dream? Sure. Eating its prey.
Snake.
It would be interesting to know, is Jazz, are you afraid of snakes?
Yeah. Remember last week, everybody, and some of you have done it this week, and thank you so much. Tell us the feeling. Tell us the feeling. Were you
Yeah.
scared? Were you surprised? Were you terrorized? You know, whatever it is, or because that really makes a difference in any interpretation, and yours is always the best. Suzanne, something consuming you. I like that. I like that. All right.
And the reason I asked if that is exactly it, Allie, is because the card I pulled is to push you out of your comfort zone. So if you're afraid of snakes, you know, it could very well mean it's just time to get out of your comfort zone. And this is coming up for so many people right now, is that we're being nudged to get pushed out of our comfort zone. Of course,
Definitely.
you know, don't do it if you don't feel aligned, but we are being nudged to get out of our comfort zone.
So,
Okay.
where are you feeling threatened? Where do you feel that something is going to be taken completely away from you? What does a snake do? He crawls over his prey. He swallows his prey alive and whole,
Right.
and slowly digests. The snake himself can represent transformation, transmutation, getting rid of poisons and toxins, shedding the skin. But because he's taken a big bite out of his prey, what is it that you are not allowing through? What is it that has wounded you with those three of swords that you aren't facing? To finalize so that you can move on from it, or forgotten.
I'm also, I don't think that Jazz is still here, but also thinking about the Kundalini energy and allowing the Kundalini to consume the blockages that may be in the way of full enlightenment. I mean, there's several ways you could look at this in a way, because snakes are scary to some, like Kelly wanted to know, scary to some people, not a big deal to others. And of course, they use it in the medical caduceus, and they also use it as, you know, let's say religiosity as, you know, low base, you know, asp and all that stuff.
They really aren't. That's the worst part.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I have create, and it could be just to create a better situation for yourself by clearing out those blockages that may be preying upon your Kundalini rising.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could
that's
be.
another point.
Yep.
Love that.
All right, last one for tonight. And
Okay.
thank you everybody for being on the spot here and being with us tonight. About a month ago, around 10 p.m., I was sitting on my couch and papers away from me were forcefully pushed onto the floor. Who was this?
Somebody who definitely is tired of you not paying attention to them.
Mhm. Totally right.
What have I got to do to get your attention?
Right with lipstick on the mirror.
Oh, there was a purpose to it. It was to get you to forgive yourself or someone else. I don't know what the paper was, but the paper might have something to do with the forgiveness part. Kel?
I feel like it was either a family member or somebody trying to get the message that you're holding on too tightly to something, and that being the papers, literally flying away. So what is it that you're holding on to and not letting go of? Yeah. But I do feel like it was like a guide or a loved one that was trying to get your attention.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Yes.
are you holding on to? What are you
Yeah.
holding on to?
What are you holding on to?
Right?
Yeah.
What is stopping you from the real thing that you're trying to manifest? You've got to let go of something in order to bring something new into your life, right?
Mhm.
So,
To make room for it. Yeah, to make room for it. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Somebody's trying to get your attention. Probably your guardian angel.
Could be. Could be. So Whitney was asking, was she the snake or the prey? This is the one before this. And of course,
Yeah.
she's not here, so we can't ask her the question.
But that's
But
a
then
good
she
question.
says prey also denotes hunting, stalking, and seeking. So that which you are seeking is also seeking you,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So, yeah, absolutely. Well, ladies,
It was
Wow.
amazing.
it was great. It was great. And actually, I'm glad I could share the good news. I can now sleep tonight. Thank you all for sharing the good news as well. And Peter Booker, I owe you an email and I'll send one off tomorrow. And thank you so very much to everybody here. And,
I'm with you. Peter,
yeah.
I see you. I have to respond to your email too.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to
Yep.
look at my emails. I haven't even been there today.
Right.
I had PT and my mind is someplace else.
Yep. So Ross, also for manifesting, you cannot control when the blessing will come in. That's
Thank you.
correct. That's
Beautiful.
correct. And yes, if you can always send us dreams in the middle of the week, whenever you have them, and we will bring them to the show. A
Yep.
shout out to our lovely Terry, who's not back until the end of the month. And thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Diana. We're so glad to have you back. And
It feels good.
It feels good. Back in the saddle again. So there we go.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
I think that I can sing that one.
I think you could.
I think the rights are out of it.
Are gone by now. Yeah. Take
Good night,
care.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.